So basically,
Yes, sir.
this is what we call this is statistics basically. All right. Now, in statistics, we basically collect data. When we collect the data, we analyze the data. All right, and then we can represent these data on different statistical diagrams or charts, bar chart, histogram, cumulative frequency curve, etc., etc. All right. So this question is really about constructing. What is this now? Am I on the right thing? No, that's not the question. Sorry. Oh yeah, this is the question. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, this is what we call a histogram. So I'm going to teach you guys how to construct a histogram. All right. Let me go back to this. All right. Unfortunately, every time somebody comes to the class, I have to go to the main page. Sorry about that. This is what it is. All right. So our first type of graph today is within the realm of statistics. All right. And this statistical diagram we're going to look at is called a histogram. All right. Now, if you look at this question, it's talking about a class of 24 students, and it's talking about cricket ball. All right. And it's basically a sport. Basically, you just throw the ball. So far, you can throw the ball. And what they do is they measure distance from where the student throw the ball and record it. So right here, so we have the recordings of all those distances. And as you can see, we have 24 values. All right. And it also says that the values were rounded off to the nearest meter. All right. So hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this. All right. So what happened is that when we have large amount of data, see, we group them. We put them into groups. All right. And as you can see, we have some predefined groups. So we say, okay, 20 to 29, 30 to 39. All right. So obviously, class, what will be the next class here? So it will be what?
40 to
40.
49.
Right. 40 to 49. All right. All right. So can you please do me a favor? Can you just jot down this table for me? And I want you guys to complete this table. All right. And over here, basically what they're saying that they want to know how many students throw the ball between 20 to 29 meters. So let's count them. All right. So we have, that's one or two, 22. There's another one, 23.
Yeah. So I don't mean to interrupt. It's a little bit small and I'm unable to see the numbers, even though I have on my glasses.
You can't see them.
No, it's a little
You're
bit
using
small.
are you using a phone or a laptop?
Yeah, I'm using my phone.
I think you can zoom in. Just use your fingers and see if you can zoom in a little bit.
Oh, okay. And are we supposed to draw it on a graph sheet or just a?
No, on your notebook. In your notebook. This table here, all right?
Okay.
No, we don't reach the graph part as yet. All right,
Okay.
so we have 23. Hold on there. Okay, so we have 22, and we have 23, and we have 29. All right, and there are no more numbers. So 3, you put on 3 right there. So 3 students throw the ball between 20 and 29, and then you use a table now to, and you found that what? 5 students throw the ball between 30 and 39. So you guys supposed to fill out this for me, please. Let me give you a few minutes. And it's always suggesting that whenever you find a number, you just take a pencil and just mark off the numbers.
Mama? Mom?
All right. Are you guys finished? So we have, this will be 50 to 59, 60, 69. By the way, how much students took part in the sport?
24.
24. So would you agree with me that if you're to add up all these numbers here, you're supposed to get back 24, not true?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. All right. Okay, between 40 and 49, how much do you have?
8.
All right. Everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
All right. No. All right. Between 50 and 59?
6.
Mm-hmm.
I got 5.
Okay. Is it 5 or it's 6?
6, sir.
Let's test it. 50, right? So we have, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. 4. 5. And 6. All right, looks like 6, yeah? And what's the last one?
2.
All right, no, when you add up all this, and we use a symbol, this symbol is called epsilon. And epsilon means the sum of. So the sum of the frequency, you guys get 24 when you add all these numbers?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right, so I will just check in to see if the values are correct. All right? All right. So that's how we get our 3 marks. Any questions? All right. Now, let's look at these things here. Now, these rows, the 20 to 29, the 30 to 39, etc., they're called classes or class intervals. So these are called class intervals. Please make a note of that. So 20 to 29, 30 to 39, etc., they're called class intervals. Now, is it the numbers 20? Is all these numbers here? All these numbers, the numbers themselves? So let me make a note here. All the numbers. And you have to know these things, because sometimes they just ask you what they are. All the numbers are called class limits. What are they called? Class limits. So all these numbers here, the 20, 29, 30, 39, they're called class limits. I'm trying to clean up the board. It's a bit messy. All right. You guys have that? I don't have enough space. I'm gonna have to keep on erasing. All right.
Sir,
Yes.
the numbers that are up top, right? The 20,
These,
the,
these
yes, those
numbers.
numbers, yes.
Right. These are what we call the raw score.
Okay, so let me ask you then. Um, so when I would know that it would be 40 to 49 because I would be following the from the 20 to 29, 30 to
Right.
39.
Right.
But my thing is, how did you get the 8 and the 6 and the 2 for those answers?
All right. So you understand we got the 3?
No, it missed me, to be honest.
So what we do, we look for all the values that lie within 20 to 29 in the raw score. So if you look at the first one here, so we have one of the student them throw the ball between 20, that's 22, right? So 22 lies between 20 and 29.
Mm-hmm.
23 lies between 20 and 29. And where's the other one? Oh, 29. So it's 3 of them. Out of all these numbers, only 3 values or 3 students throw the ball between 20 and 29.
Okay.
And then you're required to find out how many throw the ball between 40 and 49, etc. etc.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Now I understand. Yes. Thanks.
All right. So as I said before, class, all these numbers they're called class limits. But check this out now. You see the 20, the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50, and the 60, they have a special name. Meaning the numbers on the left right here. So you see all these numbers there, so they have a special name. They're called the lower class limit. They're called the lower class limit. And what do you think the numbers on the right are called?
Higher
The
class limit.
the higher class or the upper class, same thing. 29, 39. And the numbers on the right, they're called the upper class limit. All right, please make a note of this. All right, so let me tell you, these tables, they can ask you a lot of questions. So we're gonna start draw the graph yet, but there's so much to learn. All right, can I take all this? Hope you guys jotting down these notes. So all the numbers on the left column, the 20, 30, 40, they're called lower class limit. All the numbers on the right are called what? Upper class limit. And all the numbers are called limits. All right? But each segment, each little segment are called what? Class intervals. So each segment are called class intervals. All right? Okay, now Usually in the exam, fortunately, they usually provide the class intervals for us. Sometimes they ask you to just complete it, like what we just did a while ago. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you get the whole thing. All right. Now, you have a next something called class size or width. All right. Now, to get the class size or width, what we do, we subtract two successive class intervals. So this is one class interval. This is another successive class interval. Successive means one follows directly after the other. All right. So if we subtract 20 from 30, what do we get? We get 10. All right. And as you can see, if we continue like that, look at it, 40, subtract 30. So basically what we're doing is subtracting these two class intervals. And we notice all of them have the same value. All of them have the same what? 10. So the class width or the class size is what? Is what class? 10. Another name for class width and class size is what we call sample size. Basically, it's just a sample size you're going to take out of a population, really. You know? And you know how we're going to treat this. And some of you would have done your SBAs, would have done that. You know? Some people think that, let me tell you what some people think. Some people think that to get the class size, we subtract within the class interval. So for example, 29 subtract 20, and you get what? You get 9. But that's wrong here. Don't do that. All right. By the way, this symbol here, it's not a subtraction sign here. The symbol here, it's not a subtraction sign. It's a 2, like 20 to 29. So don't subtract inside the interval. It is what? Between two successive intervals. And as you can see, what I did here is to subtract 20 from 30, 30 from 40, but 29 from 39 still gives you the what? The 10. And 39 from the 49 still gives you the what? The 10. All right? All right. Everybody following so far? Any questions? All right. So we looked at, there's so many things, you know. You have class intervals, you have class limits, you have lower class limit, you have upper class limit, and you have what? Class size, class width, or sample size. All right? Is everybody following? Everybody understand the definitions and how differently they are and can locate them? I hope so. All right. Some of you would have known this topic already. Some of you, this is new to you.
Sir, repeat what you says, the sample size.
Oh dear. What? Well, the sample size and the class width. Is it the class width? The class width, class size, and sample size, all of them are the what? The same thing. All right?
Okay, okay.
Right. So what I'm saying, to get them now, you just say 20
Yes,
from
I
30.
understand that part.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool. Right. So as I was saying before, sample size is the same thing as class width and class size. All right? Okay, let me just level with you. Think about it, class. Imagine, all right, let's say you, right now, the biggest housing scheme in Jamaica is where? Where do you
Turn
find the
up to the
biggest houses?
street, strain me ears to hear you, you know. You can turn up your volume, please.
You're not hearing me. Are you guys hearing me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
I am hearing you, but you're so low, like the volume will turn up.
I'm hearing.
I don't know. Probably you need to turn up your device. I don't know.
No, it's not my device. It's yours.
No, Alicia, because I have to, mine is at 40%.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about volume.
All right. So my volume is up. So I'm not sure. I don't think I don't think my volume on my computer really affects how you hear me, because I think it's just fixed. All right, I think it's just fixed because there's no volume mic on this. It just goes out loud. All right, so all right, probably it's a connection still. All right, okay. Where am I? Where am I? All right. So as I was saying, yes, as I was saying, which housing scheme? Where do you find the largest housing scheme in Jamaica? Is it Crown Courts?
Portmore.
It's in Portmore, not true? All right. Now let us say you want to do a survey of all the high school students in Portmore, and you want to find out how much boys are you want to find out how many students in Portmore are doing 5 or more CXCs. Just a study. I know you have a whole heap of students, right? So as a researcher, let us say you have, say, 10,000 or 20,000 students. All right, that's a lot of students, and you want to break them up into segments. All right, you have to decide how you're gonna break them up in segments. Do I take every 10 students per 20,000? Do I take every 20 students per 10,000? That kind of thing. So you are able to decide on the sample for each segment, because you might do age, not true? Yeah, you might from 5 to 7. Either to what you might use age, but then no, you need a sample size. All right, and the sample size tells you how much of that pool of that population you're going to actually zoom in on. All right, now we have something called class midpoint. All right, there's something called class midpoint. Now, to work out class midpoint, what we do, you see? All right, let me tell you what I want you to do. I want you guys to add another column to the left of your table. Add a column to the left of your table. And to the right of your table. So to the right, we're gonna I'm gonna put something to the left, but to the right, we're gonna look at the class midpoint. So I'm using MP for midpoint. To get the class midpoint, well, what does midpoint mean to you, class?
The middle.
The middle, not true? Right. Now to get the middle, what we do, we say, instead of 20 and the 29, what we do, we say 20 plus 29. And whatever we get, we just divide it by 2. So this is 49 divided by 2. What's 49 divided by 2, class?
24.5.
20? I didn't get that.
24.5.
24.5. All right. So the class midpoint for that interval is 24.5. All right. Can you work out the rest for me, please? All right. What's the other one, class? The one that's
34.5.
34.5. Well, you notice there's a pattern, not true?
Yeah.
Yes,
This other one is
sir.
going to be what?
Yes.
44.5.
44.5. Yeah. So you see, after a little while, you want to work out all of them, you know. 54.5 and 64.5. All right. So what you get was what we call the class midpoint. All right. Okay, guys. So you might be wondering. I'm sorry, I'm stalling on the graph. No, man, we soon get to the graph. Yeah, we soon get to the graph. Everything that you learn is what is important, not true? Right. All right. No, check this out now. Let me ask a question, class. If I ask you to find the average of these numbers, what would you do?
Add all of them and divide by the amount.
Can you say? All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead for me, please. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Question is, how would you find the average of all these numbers? You would just what? Add them up, not true? And divide by what? By the amount of students, which is what? 24. Would you agree with me that's a long process? Yeah, because if you're going to add up all, suppose it's 20,000 students that you have.
I think you could add the biggest number and the smallest number.
All right. No. No, let me tell you. Let me tell you that is what you're doing. That is what we call the range, and you wouldn't add them. What you'll do is subtract them. So the range is the difference between the highest value and the lowest value. By the way, what is the highest number here, sir?
Sir,
Yes.
I'm not seeing your screen, you know. I don't know if it's me
You're not seeing my
alone, but
screen.
I'm not
Hold
seeing
on.
your screen.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
seeing it as well.
You're not seeing it. Okay. No. What
No,
happened? I
no.
came in back a while ago. So. All right. So to be frank with you, you guys sound a little bit low. I don't know. I'm hearing you low also. One of it is the weather. Let me see my volume. Hold on here. All right. I see the screen now.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask a question. The range is the difference between the highest value and the lowest value. What is the highest value here, sir? Look at these numbers.
60.
It's 60, right?
63.
63, sir. 63.
Oh my. 63? Oh, yeah, man. I was just testing you guys, you know. I knew it was 63. What? What's the lowest value?
I
22.
think 22.
Right. So to get the range class, you just subtract those values. All right. And that will give you what? 41?
Sir, before you go on any further, sorry to interrupt. But you see the 24.5, the MP that you have out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a loss as to how you get it.
All right. So basically, MP stands for what? You look like you step away. Look like you go look on the chicken, man. You go look on the chicken pot.
So I get up to turn off the oven.
You see what happened now? Everybody, you have to hold on. All right, so I'm for the benefit of the doubt, because I see some persons, about 4 or 5 persons join a while ago, so I will explain. So you get it. So the
Okay,
midpoint is really what you do. You add this is 20 and 29.
Yeah.
You add them, 20 plus 29, and just divided by 2, and that gives you 24.5. And to get the 34.5, you add the 30 and the 39 divided by 2. All right.
Okay.
So that's what we call a class midpoint. All right. Now, as I was saying, yeah, man. As I was saying, you see, how do we would find the average of this? Was really to add up all the numbers and divide by 24. But there's another way. All right. When the numbers are very big, class, you're not expected to do that. Suppose you want to find the average age of all males in the world, and you have one big book of data. Would you add all those numbers? Like you have 1 billion males in the world, or 2 billion females. So you wouldn't do that, right? So what I'm going to show you how to calculate the average from a table like this, from our group data. All right. Now the first thing you're going to do is to find the class midpoint, which we did. All right. And then I must apologize, guys. You're going to add another thing to this. You're going to add another column. to your thing.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching you guys how to find the average from group data. Now, after you get the class midpoint, what you're going to do, you're going to multiply the frequency times the class midpoint. All right? So in this case, it would have been what? 3 multiplied by 24.5. Can somebody compute that for me, please? What is 3 multiplied by 24.5?
73.5.
73.5. Can somebody second that for me, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Reason why I asked second, because I'm not really checking. I should, but, you know. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing for all down here. So you're going to say 5 multiplied by 34.5. All right, and you do that and you get an answer. And you just continue. Now, when you finish class, when you finish, what I want you to do is to add all those numbers. Add all those numbers. So then no, it becomes epsilon. What we find, we're trying to find the sum of the frequency times the midpoint. Not true? That's what you're doing. Right. So tell me what that value is. And be very careful because it can be tricky at times. Anybody lost? All right. So let me just repeat. You're gonna say 5 times this. You're gonna say 8 times the midpoint. Get all these values, and then you add them. And this symbol here, it is called epsilon, and it means the sum of. So we're trying to find the sum of the product of the frequency times the midpoint. That's what we're doing. So when you get the maths paper 2 class, you need to take your calculator. All right, anybody have a value? For the sum of the product of the frequency and midpoint?
Sir, I have 105. 1058.
What? 1058 flat? No decimal?
No.
Okay. Can somebody second that?
Yes.
I need a third. Can somebody third it?
1058.
Okay, you got that too. Very good. So that's it. So that will be the sum of the product of the frequency times the midpoint. All right, now the last step now. Guys, what are we doing, class? We're trying to find the average of all these numbers. All right? Right, but we're not gonna say 22 plus 48 plus. We're not gonna do that. I'm showing you how to get it, how it's supposed to be done on a table like this, which is actually easier. Now, after you get this number, you see, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna use a formula now. Then now we're gonna say, by the way, the symbol for average in mathematics is X bar. All right, not the chocolate, you know. X bar is equal to the sum of the product of the frequency times the midpoint divided by what are we going to divide it by, class?
The number of students, 24.
The 24, right? The sum of the frequency. So basically, going down here, sorry about that. It's basically 1058 divided by 24. And that will give you the average. And we're talking about distance. So it will be in meters. So somebody work on that. Give me your answer to the nearest meter. I'm using that because I said nearest meter up here, so right?
44.
44. All right. Can somebody second that and third that?
44.
All right. Very good. So the average is what? 44 meters. So in the competition, the average distance that the ball was thrown was 44 meters. All right. And that's how you find the mean from grouped data. All right. Please tell me when I can erase all of this because it's just getting really, really, messy on my part. Let me give you a minute to write this off. And all I want to start on a graphic, not true? My word. But don't worry, man. In the broad topics that 60 sent, when they talk about measures of central tendency, you see, this is what they're talking about: mean, median, and mode. All right, Alisa, are you still there? Ingram? She had an audio problem. I don't know if it's better now. Are you guys hearing me clearly? I don't know.
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess when the rain falls, all kind of problem, because you have to remember that especially if you're using data.
Sir, I am not hearing you properly. You are breaking up.
I'm breaking up. All right. It's probably on your end here. You using data? Are you using data, miss? All right. If you're using data, you're gonna have problems.
Sir,
Yes.
the FXMP, those that you multiply.
No, it's F. It's F multiplied by MP.
Oh, sorry. Yes, so the 3 times 24.5 equals 73.5, and then you work out everything. After you get
Right.
the answers for all of them, you would add the answers.
Add them up, right, and you get 1058.
So why may I get 1038? I want me miss.
Okay. What is your what? Can somebody tell me, Jody? What's the second number? Or Mallory? I want anyone of you.
172.5.
172. Did you get that, miss?
Yes, I got 172.5.
All right. What about the Joy? What's the other one?
356.
I got 356.
All right. So 356. The second to last.
327.
I got 327.
129.
I got 109. How come?
129.
It's 2,
2 times 54.5 equal 109.
It's 64.5. 2 times 64.5. 64.5.
Okay. Oh. I had 54. That's why. Thank you.
All right. So let me tell you, these things are very tricky. So you have to be very careful there.
Okay.
They're very tricky. All right. So can I erase all of this thing here? Because we need to press on. All right. I hope you guys taking on notes. What we're going to do next now, you see? We're going to go to the left column. Right. I'm going to introduce something to you. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. And then we're going to actually start do the graph now. Almost there, here. Almost there to the graph. Boy, you guys thought we was going to do some graph, aren't you? So you go. All right. Okay. Now, you have something called class boundaries. All right. No, these are called class intervals. But there's something called class boundaries. Now, what are they? This is what you're gonna do. You see the 20, the 30, the 40, and the 50, and the 60. What you're gonna do, you're gonna subtract 0.5 from those numbers. So 20 subtract 0. What is that? This thing acting up on me. 0.5. What is that, class?
19.5.
19.5. So that's what you're gonna do for all of them on the left. So you're gonna have 19.5. All right, and then the 30 would be what? Subtract 0.5 from 30. What do you get?
29.5.
29.5, etc., etc. Not true. So fill out that table for me, please. I hope you have your table filling it out. So what we do, we subtract 0.5 on the lower class limit. And then now, what we're going to do to the numbers on the right, we're going to add 0.5 to all the numbers on the right. So we're going to say we're going to have 29.5 rather than 29. And then what? 39.5. 49.5, etc., etc. What the following?
Yes, sir.
Someone says no. What part you not, what part you not getting?
Sir, I understand. It was the person in the background. I apologize.
Okay. Who in the background? I said no. All right. So guess what now? You see, so these are what we call class boundaries. Now you see all the numbers are over here. So now all the numbers on the left, we call them the lower class limit. All right. But all the numbers on this left, because they're class boundaries, we don't call them lower class limit. We call them lower class boundaries. So these are what we call lower class boundaries. What do you think the numbers on the right are called?
Upper class boundaries.
Right. Rich people think. Upper class boundary. Like Iron Shore. Anybody live in Iron Shore?
Sure, you know, easy enough.
Upper class boundary. Or anybody live in Westgates? All right. Let me know when you finish. No, let me ask a question. If you were to draw a histogram, right? Remember, a histogram is we have rectangular bars, right? So we have 20 to 29, and after the 29 we have 30. There's going to be a gap. All right. All right. Someone needs to mute the mic.
Sorry, sir.
All right. Please remember that the class is recorded, so I want, and I'm not going to edit it because I don't really have time to that. I'm just going to upload it to my channel. All right. So yes, as I was saying, if you were to draw this, do you agree that we're going to have gaps with the columns or the bars? Because look at this. After 29, what do you have? 30, not true? And then after the 39, you're going to have what? 40. So there's always going to be a gap. Can somebody look at does anybody notice anything peculiar about the class boundaries?
Sir, with the class boundaries, they start at 19.5 and it ends at 29.5.
Mm-hmm.
So the ending point is the starting point for the next class
For the next
interval.
one. Very good. In other words, look at the end one for this one and look at the first one for this one. Are the same thing, not true? So you notice, you're not going to get any gaps. You're not going to get any gaps. And then you have 39.5 and you have 39.5. So when you draw this histogram, you're going to get a smooth thing. So it should look something like this. So I'm saying? Right. Okay, now let us go to the question. All right, so this was the original question. All right, so you would have gotten your 3 marks. You would have gotten your 3 marks by filling that table. All right, no, it's asking us a question. It says, state the lower boundary for the class interval 20 to 29 for 1 mark. What is the answer?
19.5.
So it would be 19.5.
19.5. Very good. Very good. Awesome. So that's 1 mark. All right. Let's go to the graph now. All right. So on a graph paper, all right, so take out the graph. I'm going to ask some of you guys to upload your photos to your respective WhatsApp groups. So not everybody, because it's going to be time consuming. All right, so it is asking us to draw our class. Draw a what? A histogram to illustrate the data. 5 marks. All right, let me see if I can bring up a graph. All right, so please make an L on your graph paper. An L is like, you're not going to use the negative parts. Everybody understand what I say, make an L? All right, let me, I know I have some guests in the class from somewhere, not sure where. All right, so let us say this is your graph paper. If I say to make an L, what you're going to do is that you're just going to take your pencil and your ruler and just what? Just highlight to the left and to the bottom of it. Well, sorry, not the well, let me go again. Look, this is your graph paper, right? But you're on the graph, you're going to have your grid, right? Sorry, it's your grid. You're going to mark this on your grid. All right, that's your left part, and this is the bottom piece. And that's your L. All right, so you're gonna do that on your graph paper. Please use the entire sheet. All right. All right. Some problem I know, you know. I'm gonna have to get rid of this thing here. You guys have this, right?
What?
Yes, sir, I have it.
Should I share it? All right, so I'm gonna. I hope everybody collected their timetables. And everybody's ready. All right, and please make good use of my recordings. And remember, it's not me alone. You have so many things out there, not true? Yeah, man, you have so many things out there. All right, now let us go to the question. All right, now how do we draw this thing in? Now, on your graph, right? The y-axis, you see? The y-axis is always where you put the frequency. All right? That's where you're going to put your frequency. And your x-axis is usually the other information. No, they're talking about distance, right? Distance / meters. All right, so ensure that you label your graph properly. All right, then now, let's go to the scale. That's very important. Let's look at the y-axis. Now it says, using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent, let's not go to the x, let's go to the y. And 1 centimeter on the y to represent what? 1 student. So on the y-axis, 1 centimeter on your graph, people, when it says 1 centimeter, you know, it means literally 1 centimeter on your graph. And that represents what? 1 student. So my graph already have it, don't you? But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all right. And 1 centimeter on my graph is from one bright line to another bright line to another bright line. So that's 1 centimeter. Everybody see that? All right. What's the highest value for the frequency, by the way? The highest value is it's 8. All right. Forget the numbers. All right. Let's talk about the scale on the x-axis now.
Yes, so 8.
Oh, it's 8. All right. Now, on the x-axis, it says, using a scale of 1 centimeter on the x-axis to represent what class? How much meters? 5. All right. Okay. So it means that for every 1 centimeter, you're gonna have what? 5.
You have a
5.
scale of 5.
Right. And then hold on, this thing acting up on me. So you're gonna have 5. And then next 1 centimeter, you're gonna have what? 10.
10.
And then what? 15,
15.
20, etc. etc. All right, but hold on here. Do not write anything yet. Do not write. Let me show you something. No, you notice that. All right, if we were to just start write 5 years, all right, you got 5 and 10. But what you notice on the question? Look at the question. What's the first value for distance? It's 20, not true?
20.
Right. So it could have been 200, you know, class. So guess what? We're not going to start at 5. What we're going to do, we're going to break the graph using this symbol here. So this symbol here It's like a heartbeat symbol on the cathode ray on the display in the hospital. Right, it looks like that. So this means to break the graph. So you have to put that there. All right, so I'm breaking my graph. And then, as somebody said correctly, you're not going to put 5, you're going to put what? 20. And then what comes after 20 would be 25. And then what? 30.
30,
And then what? 35,
35.
etc., etc. All right? Let me see if I can get a final. These are different color. Red. All right, so this you would have 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, etc., etc. All right, 55. All right. All right. All right, class. Now, whenever we are drawing a histogram, you see? Listen carefully, Listen carefully. We use the frequency and the class boundaries to plot the graph. All right. In other words, where is it? We're not going to use the 20 to 29, the 30 to 39 class. We're going to use what we had over here. So I don't have it anymore here. Forgive me. On the left hand side here, so where you had 19.5 to 29.5, right? That's what you're going to use. All right. Okay. So let's start. So we have 19.5 to 29.5. All right, and that goes to how much on the frequency? That is what? 3 on the frequency. Now 3 is very easy to find because 3 the right answer, not true. All right. Okay, 19.5 now, class. Now, would you agree with me that each small line have to be equal to 1? Because after 20, you're going to have what? 21, 22, 23, 24, then 25. Agree? So each small line is what? Is 1. So let me ask a question. Where's 19 on the x-axis?
So right between
Before you
20.
catch the 20.
Before you catch a 20, not true?
Yes,
Or
sir.
you could say one line before 20, right? But is this 19, by the way? No, it's not 19. What is it? 19.5.
19.5.
So where's 19.5? 19.5 is where? In the middle. In between. Oh boy, I can't even show it right here. So, but it's in between the 19 and the 20. So when you join a thing, it should go up like this. Oh boy, I don't have a ruler here. I'm sorry about that, but it should be in between here. Do you see that? And then what happens is you're gonna go up to how much? Up to 3, because that's a frequency. Oh dear, my word! It looked like a snake. And then no, 29.5 is between 29 and 30. So you bring across the bar like that, and you bring it down like that. Are you guys seeing that? And that is your first bar. That is your first bar. Now go on. All right. Then we notice what comes after 29.5. What's the other column? Sorry, the other row. 29.5 to what? 39.5. Now we notice about the first column. It continues. All right. Now the second frequency is what class? It's 5, not true? So you're gonna just continue on this thing here and just go bring it up to 5. That's 4. That's 5. Bring it across to 39.5. All right. Everybody following? Everybody seeing what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Wow, this one bad. Something like good, my friend. Oh dear. So I can check to see if not a foolishness. All right. So if you have crayons at home, you can crayon the bars. Amir. So sometimes person do like this, but you're not gonna get any marks right away. But you can do this. So you know. So continue for me, please. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to finish that histogram and upload it. All right. Any questions? All right. Here. Okay, what we're going to do after this now is to look at constructing a cumulative frequency curve. All right?
Sir,
Yes?
I don't know what I missed. Might sound stupid, but when you were calculating the upper class boundary and the lower class boundary, I noticed that you use 0.5. Did the question mention that?
No,
About
that's
the
how you do it. 0.5 is what you use to get the lower class boundary.
Yeah.
So you subtract
You
0.5 from right. You subtract 0.5. Let me go to it.
Okay, so you must always use 0.5.
Right. So 0.5 is the standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
Right.
was wondering about.
Yeah. What I forget to mention that it's a standard in mathematics and science. In
Okay.
almost everything. It's called the degree of accuracy.
Okay.
So for
degree of-
example, let me show you something. You see in CXC, if CXC is of a measure one, if let me show you something. If in CXC, you know, them tell us them give you one line to measure, right? Then give you this line. Let me show you. Then say to measure that line using a ruler. All right? And the true measurement of this line is say 3.5. All right? Let's say that's 3.5 centimeters. But when you measure it with your ruler, you got 3.4. All right? Suppose you get 3.4. They're not gonna mark it down, you know. Suppose you get 3.3, 3.2, 3.1, 3.0. They're not gonna mark it down.
Okay.
What happened is that if you get 2.9, if you write on 2.9, that's where they're gonna mark it down. Because what happens is that they give you, they say, you know something? It's a degree of accuracy. So it's less than 0.5
Okay.
or more. So if you get 35, if you get 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, they're not gonna mark it down. So it's plus or minus 0.5. All right?
Okay.
That's a standard. As a matter of fact, in physics and in industry, when you're buying zinc, if you look at the zinc, they tell you that it expands plus or minus 0.5 millimeters. Meaning that, you know what happens on zinc roof? When you nail it down, you know, what happens is that zinc roof will always leak, you know why? Because you nail it down, and no matter what stop leak or tar you put on it, on the nail head, what happens is that when time gets hot, the heat penetrates the zinc and it expands naturally like a metal. But how it expands or how far it expands is 0.5. So if the thickness of the zinc is say 5 millimeters, it's not going to expand more than 5.6. All right. So what happens when it expands? It raises the nail. You understand? And lifts off the tar and you understand? Right. So it goes in science also. It expands, it contracts.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, man. It's called degree of accuracy. All right. So please remember when you finish, just upload your diagrams to your WhatsApp group. Let me and put your name there to show that you know you're following.
Did you drink from that? Oh, it is. Oh. It is good.
All right. I'm seeing a photo. One of the students. Boy, Jody. We go have the Kremlin. All right. Yeah, but I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's correct. Yes. 8. Frequency. Yeah, man, that's a full 5 marks, you know. That's it. So you can get those 5 marks just like that. Let me bring up Jody's work. Where am I? Are you guys seeing this? So that's how it should look like there. And if you look closely, it is actually in between. All right. So I need about two more work to be shown, and we can move on. All right. Anybody else?
Just just show me how to send it, how to upload it. Can I take a picture?
Share
Oh, just screenshot it, son.
or share.
No, for that, okay. Just want to take the
Or
picture.
just screenshot it. Screenshot it.
Um, hmm.
All right. So my mic was mute. Hold on. Is somebody just joining? All right. So where am I? Sorry about that. I got distracted. Yeah, Ramon, are you there? All right. So yes, it is okay. However, there's a little problem for the second to last bar. I don't know if I'm seeing doubles, but the line would appear as if it is at 6.1 rather than 6. So you may lose a mark right there. So, hey, Ramona, don't know if you hear me. Everybody seen that error? The second to last bar, see there? By the way, was it 6?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Was it 6? You have 6. And then
Yes, it was.
it was 6. All right. So yeah. So as
I
you can
see
see,
it now.
right. So you see? Yeah. Trust me, what I like about online learning with graphs, you trust me, it you see it's better this way than it online for graphs. All right, so let's look at some more. Jody, you resent one, the same thing.
Yes, sir. It was the same work from Ramona.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
let's look at this one. Hold on there. My computer is not so fast. All right. Yes, it is okay. However, if you notice in the second to last, right here, so it doesn't seem as if it's in the middle. It's like it start off in the middle, but leading towards 59. All right. So this part here, so that's this part, and probably this part here also. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, you know, boy, you have to really have some sharp pencils, because I can tell you that sometimes if you put a pencil in between that space, it take out the whole of it, not true? Yeah, man, your pencils have to be sharp. Yeah, but I don't know if you lose marks for that still, but it's okay. All right, I think that's sufficient. Let us go back to the. Oh, we have one more. Karen. Let me see what happened. All right, so Karen, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, are you seeing your work on the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. So what happened? I can tell you that you didn't use a ruler, right? Or
I tried. I was using the ruler, but I think my glasses need to change because I'm missing the lines when I'm drawing it. So I have to
Okay.
keep rubbing it out
Yes,
and
yes.
try again.
Yes, yes. But I'm not gonna lie to you, you know, boy, your item must be really good. But I must tell you, in the exam, you know, so you're not gonna take any graph paper to the exam. The graph paper is inside the booklet, and usually their graph paper is very clean cut. It's like laser print, so it's bright. It's not like on your graph paper. It's very bright.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about CXC. They print the thing really crispy. And I don't think it's a photocopy. I think each booklet is printed from a computer, laser printed.
Okay.
Yeah, which is right. I'm gonna have to spend so much money, not true. But anyways, one error is that it wasn't in between. For example, we have you have from 30 to 40, but it's actually from 29.5 to 39.5. So you have from 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. So we're not using, let me show you something. We're not using the 20 to 29 and 30 to 39. We're using the other one, the class boundaries.
Okay.
All right. Because, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Look at this. You have 20 to 29, not true?
Yes.
And then what's the other number?
30 to 39.
30. So that means that if you were using this, there's going to be a gap. There have to be a gap, not true?
Yes.
Yeah, because the 29 would stop right here, and then you have a small gap. So each of these should have a little gap. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want you. Hold on. Let me let in this person. Follow person. Let me show you. I want you to look at any of my green point students. Do you have anything? I'm not seeing in my green point students. Ladies, are you there? Green point. Fusey and Chanel.
Yes, sir.
You been a student for one. Yeah, Karen, look at
Yes, sir.
look at this. Let me show you something. Look at Are you seeing this?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is how it's supposed to look. Right. So you notice that, okay, so it didn't start at the 20 nor the 19. It is between 19 and 20, which is 19.5. All right. Right. So it's in between. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very tricky, you know, it's very tricky. All right, but this has a little error here, you know, a little error there. All right. Okay. So where are we now? Where are we? Let's go back to the question. So class, you would have received how many marks so far? 9 marks. It's a lot of marks, you know. 9 marks gone so far. All right. Okay, can somebody hold on there? So we're going back to, we're almost finished with this question. All right, let's try to answer the rest of the question now. Now, these questions down here, you're going to use the table. Let me use a different color because, well, I'm going to use red. Okay, something. Can someone remind me the numbers? We have 3, 5. I know this is 2. What was it? 6 and 8?
8,
All right.
6, 2.
8, 6, 2. All right. Okay. Down here, so now, class. It says determine. Hold on. Let me fill in. This will be 40. So long we spent on one question. But out of the one question, what things come out of it in 2 class? Yeah, man. All right. Oh, it says determine the number. So we're going to use the table now. Determine the number of students who threw the ball at a distance recorded as 50 meters or more. In other words, how many students threw the ball 50 meters or more? All right, so what we do, anybody want to take a shot at this? How would you answer this question?
8.
8. All right. Janet, how you arrive at 8?
Sir, I was looking at the distance, the meter distance and the frequency. And from 50 to 59, I saw 6. And then you have 60 to 69, 2. So I add those 6 and 6 plus 2.
6 plus 2. Awesome. You're absolutely correct. Everybody get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, next part of the question. It says, what is the probability? Class, what is the general definition of probability? Probability is your favorable outcome divided by your total possible outcome. All right. Now, our total possible outcome would be the total number of students, which is what? 24. All right. And the favorable outcome would be what? 8.
Sir,
Yes.
you can send that paper that you're working from in the group, please.
It's going to be very difficult. It's not a paper. It's like every time I capture a photo, I write on it. So it's not like I'm writing on a Word document. It's not a Word document here.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the if if I were able. This is because I'm writing on so many things. It's kind of difficult for me to send it, but the meeting is recorded, you know, so you can or you can take a photo of this or screenshot this if you're using your phone. So the question says, what is the probability that a student throws at random throw the ball 50 meters or more? So it's the same 8, don't you? But it's 8 out of what? 24. So and that reduces to what? 1 over
1/3.
3. So that's your probability.
Sir, could you tell me what you said probabilities again, please?
All right. Probability. All right. So put it this way. Let me ask a question. So let us say you're going on a vacation, right? Or a staycation here in Jamaica. All right. And you want to visit you have St. Mary, you have St. Anne, and you have Portland. 3 parishes that you can go. Your boss is sending you on a vacation. And said, boss said, 3 parish. Any 3 parish you can go to take the staycation. Or any hotels in the 3 parishes. So we have 3 parishes. So your total possible outcome will be 3. Because you have 3 what? You have a total of what? 3 options. St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. Alright? But the boss said you only can go 1. Literally only 1 place you can go. So your favorable outcome would be 1 of those parishes out of how many? 3. So probability is your favorable outcome divided by your total possible outcome. All right. Question. We know what mean means, right? Mean means average, don't you?
Yes,
Right. Can someone tell me what mode means? What does mode mean?
The number that would appear more
More
frequent.
frequent, right? No, I want you guys to look at this. So, of all these numbers, right? Which one have the highest frequency?
40 to 49.
40 to 49, because 40 to 49 is what? 8. So I might ask you, what is the modal? So they're not going to ask you what is the mode, you know. What they're going to say, what is the modal class? Because the data is what? Group. So the modal class will be the highest number associated with the data. So the highest number here is what? 8. All right? But that's not the mode. So the modal class is 40 to 49. In other words, a lot of students fling the ball between 40 and 49 meters. All right? In Jamaica, we don't say we throw the ball, don't you? So that's your modal class. All right? Any questions? All right. Good. So we've successfully constructed a what? A histogram. All right. All right. Are you guys seeing this? Are you there? Okay. I want you guys to fill in those 2 blank places. For 2 marks. What would go right here, sir?
6.
All right, let's check it. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Would you agree, class? All right. What about this one?
So would it be 23 to 25?
23 to 25. Yes, it's going up by 3, not true? Because if you subtract that, what you get? 3. If you subtract that, what you get? 3. So this must be what? 23. All right, and 22 plus 3 gives you what? 25. Yes, you're correct. Everybody see that, class?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's an easy 2 marks. All right, any questions? All right, so this question is about what is this about? Measuring the length of your right foot of 25 students in a class. Okay, very interesting. Question, what is a modal class? What is a modal class?
20 to 22.
Very good, because 8 is the highest value. In other words, 8 somebody foot big. 8 somebody, 20 to 22 centimeter. All right. So that's the most popular length of students' right foot in this experiment. All right. Not sure what they're going to do that for. I don't know. Why would anybody want to measure your right foot? Well, I guess maybe they're going to get some shoes or something. I don't know. All right, let's get back to this now. Let's go down to this. Can somebody tell me what's the answer for B?
$13.5.
Very good. All right, and what will be the upper boundary for that interval?
16.5.
Very good. So you subtract 0.5 from the lower class limit and you add 0.5 to the upper class limit. But notice they said the lower boundary, right? All right. What is C?
Sir, excuse me, how do you determine the lower boundary?
The lower boundary? All right, so maybe you'd have joined a bit late. But what happened, you see these values here? You see the 14 to 16? What you do, is that you subtract 0.5 from 14 to give you 13.5.
So,
And that's called
that. Oh, you know, sir, 0 whatever you multiply by.
How you know you always use 0.5, yeah?
Sir, me just come. That's what I ask. Okay.
Yeah, but I just answer you. It is you always use 0.5. All right? So you always use 0.5 to the left. So you subtract 0.5. And then you add 0.5 to the right. So it's 16.5. So this represents the lower boundary. And the 16.5 represents the upper boundary. All right, the person who just came in, what is the upper boundary for this interval here? What would it be? No answer? All right. It will be what? Class? Upper boundary would be what?
28.5.
28.5. And the lower boundary would be what?
25.5.
25. 0.5. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Just continue with the question. All right. So this is a very interesting question. Who wants to take a shot at D? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, who wants to take a shot at D?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
would it be in the class intervals 17 to 19?
All right. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Very good. Why do you say that though?
Sir, because the class interval 14 to 16 would stop at
16.5.
16.5.
Right.
And then it
Mhm.
would start at 16.5 for the next interval. Go up
Right.
and it's above 16.5. So
Right. And
maybe
you have
that would have been
16.6, 16.7, 16.8. Right. Very good. Right. So the 16 point, you see, after 16.5 class, you have 16.6 going up, not true? And it will go up to the 17 to 19 class interval. All right. Everybody following? Any questions? All right.
sir.
Mm-hmm.
For C, you were asking about C.
Yes.
I don't
The
know
class
if you did
width.
get the answer for it. Would it be 3, sir?
Oh, we didn't do an answer?
No, sir.
You asked
Oh
it, but
my.
somebody came in, so you didn't.
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't
so
hear the
sorry.
response.
Yes. My word. Yes, the class width. All right. How do you get how do you get the other, this one here, the missing one? It was 23 to what? To 25, aren't you? Right. And basically, to get the class width, you subtract successive class intervals. So 14 from 17 will give you 3. 17 from 20 will give you 3. So that's what you do. So the class width will be 3. And you'd have to do that to get the interval down here. So. All right? All right. Look at E. How do you work with E? And what's the answer? This is talking about probability. How much students in the class?
25.
25. So what's the answer? What does probability mean, class? What's the definition?
Your favorite outcome over your total possible outcome.
Right. So would you agree with me that our total possible outcome would be 25? Yes. Our total possible outcome would be 25. Now the question says, calculate the probability that the length was greater than or equal to 20 centimeter. All right. So here we have 20 centimeter. So greater than or equal to 20 centimeter would be 8 plus 5 plus what? 2. So in other words, 15 students right foot measure greater than or equal to 20 centimeter. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right. Okay. So then no, the probability will be 15 divided by what? 25, which is 3/5. So that's the answer. So 15 students' right foot measure 20 centimeters greater than or equal to, so you add 8 plus 5 plus 2, which is 15. And probability is out of your total possible outcome, which is 25 students. So it's 15 students over 25 students. And when you reduce that, you get what? 3 out of 5. All right? Are we clear? All right, moving on. Oh, I think we answered this already, don't you? State the modal length of a student's right foot. All right. So it would have been what? 20 to what?
22.
Well, right. Well, hold on. It says state the well, this question is a bit off because it just said the modal what? Class, not true? Because them say 8 students measure between 20 and 22. But if you read it, it says state the modal length. That's going to be very difficult because out of the 8, we don't know how much is 20, how much is 21, and how much is 22. So there's a flaw with this question here. So this should be modal what? Class. So the modal class would be what? 20 to 20?
22.
All right. All right. No. All right. It says calculate an estimate of the mean of the student's right foot. Class, how we're going to do this now? They want the average. Who wants to tell me what the first thing we're going to do first? What we're going to do first, class? We want the what? The average.
So first we're going to find the midpoint.
Very good, Jody. So we find the midpoint. Let me put the midpoint over here. All right. So this thing kind of tricky because the line in the right. Let me join in line here, just to assist you guys. Boy, this thing look awful, don't you? You know what? This thing now work out, you know, but so the class midpoint would be 14 plus 16, not true? Divided by 2, right? So this is what? 23. And to what? 25? All right, so go ahead for me and find the class midpoint. Add 14 plus 16. 14 plus 16 is what? 30. 30 divided by 2 is what?
15.
15. And then we have 17. So do the rest for me, please.
Sir, I 17 and 19 if we add them divided by 2.
Yes, yes, you're correct. Add 17 plus 19 divided by 2. By the way, what is that, by the way? That's what, 36? What is that, 18?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And what, 21? I think I have more rows. I think I make up a mistake. So this one go to that one. This one go to that one. I make a mistake somewhere with the rows. Let me do this last one on here. So this is 48, which is what? 24.
27.
24. Hold on a man. That's 48, not true? Yeah, half of 48 is 24. No, not 27.
Yes, sir.
And the last one is what?
27.
27.
Right. Yes.
Right. So then now you're going to multiply the 4 times the 15 over here. So 4 times 15. All right. And then what? What was it? 6? 6 times what? 18. And you continue. And when you finish, now you add up everything now. And when you add up everything now, you divide it by 25, not true? So somebody work out this one. All of you work on tell me what number goes here. My rows then get mixed up. All right, anybody with an answer?
Sir, I got 510.
Can somebody second that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can somebody third it?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. So it's 510 now divided by 25. And what is 510 divided by 25?
20.4.
Right. So the average length of these students, well, there are some big foot, sir. 20.4 centimeters. And that's the average. All right. Any questions? Or some of you are still working on the 510. So you have 6 times 18, 8 times 21, 5 times 24, and 2 times 27. I know some of you may punch in everything in your calculator at once, but please use your brackets here. If you don't use your brackets, you're gonna get them wrong. So what to do is you say yes?
Go ahead. When you're finished, just
Yeah, what I was saying, use your brackets. So on your calculator, you say open bracket, 4 times 15. 4 times 15 plus open bracket 6 times 18 on your calculator.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir. I got the answer now. I got the 20.4. But my thing is, the 4 times 15 equals 60, and then you add up everything up here, done the multiplication. What on that side call again?
You mean the 510?
I got the 510. I got all of that. But what we are working out here on this side, I know that we did the midpoint. But after the midpoint, I don't know what that section call 14 to 16, 17 to what you find all of them stuff there. Just don't know what they call. like how you have it here, the distance, the frequency, and then the midpoint, and then
Mhm.
yeah. So
You
I
mean
was
over here?
one.
Over here?
Yes. Let's
Well,
see.
it's not really called anything. It's really the frequency, the product of the frequency times the midpoint. Oh, let me write
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
And then you find the sum of that.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Yes. All right. Any more questions? All right, guys. We're gonna take a little 10-minute screen time break because my eyes are hurting me. All right. So you might just use this time to um to drink a bug juice or something. No? Or
Sir,
drink some
a
water.
Sunday.
Drink
Not
some.
bag juice.
All right. Drink bug juice on. No?
No.
Carrot juice. And all right. Okay. Just 10 minutes screen time break, and probably want to take a moment out of the rice and peas. So it's 4:48. So when we come back, we're gonna speed up a little bit because I want to look at the another type of graph. All right. All right. So any more questions? Please don't leave. Just stay online and take a little break. All right.
Okay, sir.
All right. So we will turn at 4 p.m. That's 10 minutes.
Okay, sir.
5, sir. 5.
Sir, before you go, any word on Twisha?
Boy, no, not more than what's
Everybody else know. Okay.
yeah. All right.
Okay, all right.
sorry, you misunderstand. I didn't mean
Yes,
to.
you did.
I love you.
Where?
What?
Show me. Where is this love? I can't see it. I can't touch it. I can't feel it. I can hear it. I can hear some words, but I can't do anything with your easy words. I would have loved you forever. I don't love you anymore. Now go.
All right, guys. You guys ready now? You there? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to look at another type of graph. All right, so this is called graph of inequalities. All right, so I'm going to, let me see if I can locate the question first. All right, so this other graph now is another L graph. I'm going to share my screen. All right, are you guys seeing this question here? Something about a guitar and violin?
No, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. The person who says no, are you seeing it now?
No, sir, I'm not seeing it. I don't even see where it says you're sharing your screen.
You see it? Hold on. Let me log out and logging back here. That could be the problem. Yeah, ma'am? Log out and log in back. Sometimes when using data, it messes up the whole thing.
I will respond back.
All right. Where was I? Okay, yes, look at this question now. In this question, it says the owner of a shop. Okay, first of all, this is called graph of inequalities. Let me just get out of the way. So this is called graph of inequalities, or a fancy name, fancy name is linear programming. That's what they probably use in college, or some other names they use. All right, but this is actually a business subject, business oriented topic, you know. Yeah, but it's more like college level. All right. Now, class, when I talk about inequalities, what are we talking about? What signs are we talking about? We know about equal sign, not true? But what are inequalities? What signs are we referring to when we talk about inequalities?
So
Could it be greater than,
than?
lesser than?
Very good. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Now, another term for greater than or equal to is at least. All right. So at least means greater than or equal to. Another term for less or equal to is no more than. All right. All right. Let me ask something. No, let me ask it later. Let's read this question. It says the owner of a shop wishes to buy what? X guitar. So X represents guitar. And Y represents violin. By the way, anybody can play a guitar? Probably in a church band. No? So X represents guitar, Y represents violin. It says to satisfy the demands of his customers, check this out, the number of violins must be less than or equal to the number of guitars. It says write an inequality to represent the information. One more. Anybody want to tell me what to write? What do you think the answer is? We want to convert this word phrase in an inequality statement. All right. So maybe you're not so. Mm-hmm.
Sir. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is less than or equal to x.
Go again, Janet. You miss. I think I missed the first part.
Y
Mm-hmm.
the sign less than or equal to or more than that sign there and x
Yes.
beside it.
Yes. No, it's not more than it's less. You're correct. Yes, you're absolutely correct. So look at it. The number of violins, right? How much what represents violins?
Y.
Y. It says what? Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to is this sign. And number of guitars is what? Is X.
X.
So that's the answer. That is your answer. All right. So that's our 1 mark. Okay, look at this now. It says the cost of one guitar is $150. And the cost of one violin is $300. Class, how would you represent this in algebra?
So we would say x equal 150 and y equal 300.
Well, it didn't say. All right, I understand what you're saying, but let me mention something to you. Let us say X represents one mango. Look at it this way. All right, X represents one mango, and one mango costs, say, $100. So X represents one mango, and one mango represents $100. If I ask you to write an expression in algebra for that statement, it will be 100x. Because 100x would represent the cost of any amount of mango, not true? So when x is equal to 1, all right, and I want to find the cost of one mango, it is 100 times 1, which is $100. Suppose x is equal to 5. What are 5 mangoes more and buy? The cost of the mangoes will be what? 100 times 5, which will be what? 500. Not true? All right? So, having said that, how would you represent this statement now in algebra? It will be what?
150x.
It will be 150x.
Plus the 300.
Plus a 2 something, not true? Plus what?
300 for the violin.
300 y. All right? And how much money did them give the man? 4,000 what? 500. Right. But let me ask you a question. If your boss give you money to go on the road to spend, which sign would you put? Would it be greater than or equal to or less than or equal to? Think about it. Be practical.
So it would be less than or equal to.
It will be less than or equal to, not true? Yes.
Yeah.
It means that you're gonna what? Eventually spend some of it, not true? So it's gonna give you the 4 or 5, which is equal to, and it's gonna eventually what? Get smaller and smaller because you're gonna spend the money. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the answer for part 1 actually. Write an inequality. So this is your inequality. Any questions? What about part 3? What about part 3?
Sir, look for the sign that says at least.
Right. So it is at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at least is what? Greater than
Greater than.
or equal to, don't you?
Yes. And then because it says violin,
Mm-hmm.
you use the Y.
Right.
Then
So it's
listen.
y greater than or equal to 5. And that's
Yeah.
the answer. All right. Are we good? Any questions?
So I wasn't hearing anything. Had you stepped away and just come back? I know that you said the Y greater than sign at or less than. Somebody else.
I didn't say anything more after that.
Okay.
Right. You have to be careful when you're stepping away because you might miss something. All
No, I
right.
didn't step away. I didn't hear anything. So I thought that your mic was on mute or something and you were saying
All
you
right.
were still talking.
Okay. So no, I will say everybody good with this so far? Any
No,
questions?
just the
All right.
greater than the lesser than sign. The sometimes it kind of play tricks on me. The sign going that way.
The less than or equal to sign looks like an L. Look at it. This is the less than equal to sign, you know. It looks like an L. So the other one must be what? Greater than, yeah? That's how you look at it. That's the way I look at it, basically.
Okay.
All right. No, let us, you know what, let me save this thing here because I need to go back to it. All right, let's go down to this question. No. On your graph paper. So please take out your graph paper. You see what they want us to do? Hold on, let me see if I can find back this thing here before I say anything else. Pictures. Where is it? Stats. Is it this? Stats. Okay, yeah, I just found it. All right, cool. Yes. So you see Beano, they want us to what? To draw all of this. Is it the three equation that you put up here, so? Part 1, part 2, and part 3, they want us to draw it on a graph paper. So take out a graph paper and make another L. All right. All right, so we're going to end at 6. All right, When we finish with this question, we'll end the class. All right. Let us just finish this question and call it a day. So go to your graph paper and make it. Don't write anything on it. Just make your L. All right. Now, this is going to be your, always label your graph. That's your Y. That is your X axis. All right, scales now. Let us go to this thing here. So it says using a scale of what? 2 centimeters on the horizontal axis. Now notice that they didn't say x-axis, but your x-axis and your horizontal axis are the what? The same. So it says 2 centimeters on the horizontal axis represents what class? 5 guitars. So by the way, this is 1 centimeter, right? So that would be what? 2 centimeter. So that's where you're going to have my 5. All right, so 5. So you skip one line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, your one should go a little bit further here. Don't stop at 25. Carry it all the way out to the end of your graph paper. And X represents guitars. So this will be guitars. And Y will be what? Y will be violins. Somehow that don't look like it's spelled correct. Let's use just V for violins. All right. Then now let's look at the y-axis. It says oh, it's the same thing. 2 centimeter represents what? 5. So this will be 5, 10, 15, going up. All right, so please continue. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Go straight to the top. All right, everybody get that now? All right, now, are you guys hearing me? I don't know. I feel like
Yes, sir.
I just feel a void. All right, now let's go to the question. The question says, draw the graphs of the lines associated with the three inequalities above. All right, so we just came up, we just created or represented or converted these word phrases into inequalities. All right, okay, so basically they want us to draw those three lines on a graph paper. Now, how do we do this? All right, so this is what you're gonna do. I will start with the easiest one. I believe that the third one was what? Y greater than equal to 5. Was that so?
Yes, sir.
Right. So part 3 was y is greater than or equal to 5. All right. Now I'm gonna go to my software and I'm gonna show you something. All right. Now, if I hold on. This thing is a bit slow. Suppose I said to draw the line y equal 5. All right. Now, let me use a smaller number. Oh, there it is. You guys see that? So if I say draw the line y equals 5, you see? It is going to be a horizontal line passing through 5 on y. Suppose I said to draw the line y equals 3. It's going to be a horizontal line passing through what? 3. Everybody get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
I'm trying to delete this thing here. All right, okay. Suppose I say, shade, listen carefully now. Shade the region y greater than or equal to 5.
I'll shade where 5 is going up.
Right. Let me see if I can get it on this. Y greater than equal to 5. Right. Do you see that? You're correct, Karan. So if I
Okay.
say y greater than equal to 5, it will be everything going up because it's greater than a true. All right. All right. So if hold on. Oh, that's what you do to get it. Okay. So if I say y less than or equal to 5, where would that be?
Going down.
Going down. All right. So why is it not working this time? Let me see. Y less than or equal to 5. Okay. Right. Cool. Going down, aren't you? All right. So let's get back to our thing here. So how would we draw the line y greater than or equal to 5? It will be just a horizontal line passing through there, aren't you?
Yes, going straight across.
All right. So do that for me,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Do that for me, please. And you always label your line. Remember, you know, my one stop at 25, but your one should go out further. All right. So that's 1 out of what? 3. So we have 2 to go. All right. That is very easy. Question. Suppose it wasn't y. Suppose it was x. It would start from where? Down here. Not true?
Yes, going up.
Right. Right. Everybody have the line? All right. Let us look at another line. Where is it? Oh. Oh, the other line was y greater than or equal to x. What, that was the first one, right? Can somebody confirm that?
Yes, sir.
The first inequality. Yes. Oh no, sorry. Less than. Less than, not true?
Yes, sir. Y less.
Right. Right. So it's less
Yes,
than.
y less than x.
Right. So this was part 3. That's this one is part 3. This one is what? Part 2. All right. Now, question. How do we draw this? All right. Let me ask that question. How much points do we need to draw a straight line? What's the minimum number of points you need to draw a straight line? 2. All right. You only need 2 points to draw a straight line. All right. Now, how I would look at this, you see? Take out the inequality sign and just put y equals x. All right. And you pick 2 points. For example, let's say you pick some points off of the graph. So let's say x is equal to 5. All right, class? If I say x is equal to 5, and this is my equation, what would y be equal to? It will be equal to 5. Because my equation says whatever x is equal to, y is equal to, not true? Suppose my equation says y is equal to x plus 3. All right, and I put 5 in that. What y would be equal to? Y would be equal to 5 plus 3, which is what? 8. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is not our equation. Our equation is very simple. It's just what? Y equals x. So in other words, whatever you put for x, you are going to get what? Y. So if you choose x equal 5, y is equal to 5. So my first point is what? 5, 5. But then it says, sir, what if you don't want to choose 5? What if I want to choose 10? But if you choose 10, if x is 10, then what? Y is 10. All right? So so whatever you choose, you're going to get the same thing for the y value. So if you choose 5, 5, put 5, 5. Where's 5, 5? Right there. So make a point like that. That's 5, 5. And let's say you want to use say 30, 30. All right. All right. My graph is a little bit. I'm going to use 10, 10. But on your graph paper, that might be a bit close. So you might probably want to use 30, 30. But I'm going to use 10, 10. Because mine's a bit close. Mine's a little bit closer. Everybody, so I get 5, 5 and 10, 10 and them something there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if I choose x equal to 0, y is also equal to what? 0. So you're going to have a line like this. It's going to go straight through the center. And that's my line. Y is less than or equal to x. All right. So I can actually draw it on my computer here, my software. As soon as I delete this thing here.
Sir, did you say we must choose 30 or 10?
If you choose 30. So you're gonna have 30, 30 and 5, 5. Because the 10 is a bit close. You understand? But my graph is a bit small, so I chose 10. Because there's no 30 on my thing. All right, so I'm gonna try to see if I can All right, so you're supposed to have something looking like that on your graph. All right, so this is the one that says y greater than or equal to 5, and this one is y less than or equal to x. Everybody clear on this? Any questions?
Sir, so when you do it to the 30, mine not yet. Since you do yours, that's 10. But your graph doesn't look wider than mine.
No man, but you see, it have to line up, you know. It have to line up to 10-10 and 20-20 and 30-30 and 40-40 and 50-50. It's gonna line up.
Okay.
If it is not lining up on your thing, you made an error with your scale somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have check your scale. Because sometimes when we skip, let me tell you, sometimes when you skip two, you skip. Let me tell you, some person what them do, them put 5 right here, and then they start to skip. No, you start to skip at 2. So check the scale. And if you're to look at my graph, my computer graph here, look, this is 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, etc. etc. So it will naturally line up.
Okay.
All right. Now the last equation is the hardest one to work out. Here, the last one is the hardest one. But yet again, it can be done. So let me go to where is this? Photos. All right, so this is what we had this morning, earlier on. So it's 150. So number. This first part here is what? 150x plus 300y less than or equal to 4,500. Now, guys, you recognize that these numbers are very big, aren't you? Yes. So what we're going to do is that we're going to, if you look at 150, and 300. And 4,500. The highest common factor would be what? 150. So what we're going to do, we're going to divide everything by 150. All right. So 115 to 150 is what?
1.
1, true. So we have 1x plus oh dear, I'm trying to find was it this? No? Oh yeah. So 115 to 300y is what? 200, don't you? I said 200 a while ago?
2.
Yes, sir, not 2.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's supposed to be 2.
All right, and then the last number, 4,500. What's 4,500 divided by 150?
30.
30. So what do you notice, class? This is actually what? Easier, don't you? This is actually easier to work out than the other one, don't you? Yeah. So what do we do now? What we do now, we say, okay, let x equal to 0. We still need 2 points, don't you, class? We still need 2 points. We still need 2 points to plot our straight line. So when x is equal to 0, I have 0 plus 2y equals 30. All right, and we divide everything by 2. So y is equal to what? 2 into 30 goes what? 15. So my first point is 0, 15. Let me write it properly. And 0, 15 is where? It's right up here, so don't you? That's 0, 15, you know. Now, wait, notice, when I put x equal to 0, what you're going to do now is put what? Y equal to 0. So I put x equal to 0, and then now I put y equal to 0. Now, if I put y equal to 0, what's going to happen to this thing here? What's 2 times 0? 0. So therefore, now I'm left with x plus 0 equal 30. All right. So my next point would be x would be what? 30. And y is what? 0. So in other words, 30, 0. Where's 30, 0? Oh boy, I don't have 30, 0. 30, 0 looks like around here. All right. So your graph should look something like this. Like it should, you know, something like that. You have to be very accurate here. Anybody following?
Sir, me kind of confused.
Yes, sir, except for the last part. You see the 30? The 30 would be a positive 30.
Right.
Right. A positive 30 on the x-axis, right?
Right.
And then you would have the 15 going up.
Mm-hmm.
But my dot is not over where your dot is on the 15 mark. It is
Don't watch make sure the point you're 15, yeah?
Okay, okay.
All right, let me run through this again. Put x equal to 0. If I put x equal to 0, I'm gonna have 0 plus what? 2y equal 30. Am I right, correct, class?
Yes.
Yeah, I put x equal to 0 because I need to divide by 2. Y is equal to what? 15. So my first point is 0, right? Because x is 0. I chose x to be equal to 0. And 15. That's my first point. And 0, 15, 0 on the x, 15 on the y. And then now, let me erase this. And what I'm doing now is that I am making y to be 0. So if I make y to be 0, class, wouldn't all of this go away? What's 2 times 0? 0. So we have x equals 30. So we have a point. Let me write properly because it looks like 36. So we have another point with 30. X is 30 because x right first, and y is what? 0. So our 2 points are what? 0, 15 and what? 30, 0. And see I plot it there? It's 15 on the y, 30 on the x. I hope you guys are following. All right, almost have 15 minutes remaining, and I must thank you guys for joining me so long. You are interested, man. You are investing in your future, not true? The reason why you're here is to put you at another level in your life, not true? Or
Yes, sir.
Is to add value to something greater, not true? Yes, man. So I must thank you, all of you. No, I'm gonna let me save it till the end. But you know, it's good. Anyways, let me try to draw this on my computer. The only problem I have with my computer here is that I don't have the values. I was 1, 2, 3, but the computer can actually draw it. So it's x plus 2y equal 30. What's happening? Oh my, you see that? Whoa! So that's what it's supposed to look like. So that's what you're supposed to have. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 3. So that's how it's supposed to look. Looks confusing? All right, I'm going to delete this. I hope you guys are drawing anything properly. All right, so this is my x. No, that's not my x. X axis, y axis. So if my memory serves me correct, this is y. Is it greater than? Equal to 5? This one is this one is the one with the 4,500, don't you? No? Oh, sorry. Yeah, remember, this is y less than equal to x. Right. Now notice, don't all them line up 10, 10, 12, 12, etc., etc. They all line up. And this one here, no, this one no, is the one with the one with the 4,500. All right. Okay, some persons are sending in their drawings. All right, yes. I think I got one from Karen. Yes. All right. Okay. Now, everybody draw this. Can I move on? We're almost finished here, class. Because I know you must be tired. All right. Now, let's continue the question. We're almost finished with the question. So, where are we now? So, we get to 4 marks now, not true? All right. Now, it says, part 2, shade the region on your graph paper that satisfies all 3 inequalities. What am I talking about? All right. Now, pay attention, please. Now, less let us look at it line by line first. All right, line by line. No, it says y less than equal to x. That means that this line is falling down that way, not true? It's going down that way, right?
Yes, sir.
And if I say y greater than equal to 5, this line is going up this way. Am I correct?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Okay, cool. Cool. So what you know? This line, all of that line is going down that way. And this line is going where? Up that way. All right. Then now, this line is less than equal to 4,500. True. So this line is coming down that way. All right. All right. Let me see if this computer can how am I going to say no? Let me see. So we have y greater than or equal to 5. All right. Good. Oh. Let me see. Y greater than or equal to 5. And we have y less than equal to x. All right. And then we have x plus 2y less than or equal to 30. All right. So here we have the 3 lines. So this line is coming down. Let me go to this. This line is coming down. This one going up, this one coming down. So my question to you, where would all the lines meet? Would they meet at A, B, or C? Where would all lines meet? Look at the diagram on this now. All right, that's the question. Where would they all meet?
Sir, did I meet at B, sir?
All right. All right, very good. Yes, you're correct. Question. Why would A be incorrect? Why A wouldn't be the answer?
Sir, because the y greater than 5 would be going up, and then the y 450 less than would be coming down. But the y less than x not coming down. It go come down there, so sir, but it not go
cover right.
cover
It's
the
not gonna
area
cover.
there,
It's
sir.
not gonna cover A. In other words, so because this is coming down, it's not gonna cover A. So that's why A is incorrect. All right, very good. And the reason we couldn't be C is because this line y greater than equal to 5 is going up. It's going up and won't cover C. So they want us to shade that region. So with your pencil, you're gonna do that. And this is called the common region. It's called the common region. All right, we're almost there. So part 3, state the coordinates of the vertices of the shaded region. So that's the question. So they want us, in other words, if Remember, this was a shaded region, right? All of this. That was the area, right? So in other words, they want the points where all meets, where all the lines meet on the shaded region. So they meet, oops, they meet where? They meet right there, and where? Right there. All right? Can someone tell me what this coordinate is?
Five.
What you get? 20 and 5?
25.
No, it wouldn't. You got 25? You sure?
No, sir. 20 and then 5. That's
20 and then 5, right. Very good. What about this one here, sir?
Look like 5.
5. And the stop one here?
10.
10. That's the 2 marks. And we're almost to the end now, class. Almost to the end of the program and almost end of the question. Part C, it says, the owner of the shop sells the instruments to make a profit of $60 on a guitar and $100 on a violin. This looks similar to this, not true? One guitar, 150. Looks similar, right? So part C says, the owner of the shop sells the instruments to make a profit of $60 on a guitar and $100 on a violin. How would you write in algebra class? That's what they're asking for part 1. Express the total profit in terms of X and Y. How would you write that? X is guitar, Y is violin.
60x plus 100y.
Very good. Yes. So the answer is 60x plus 100y. Everybody see that? All right. That's the first part of that question there. Then no, it says what? Calculate the maximum profit. So class, let me ask a question. C part 1 would be an expression in algebra for the what? The total profit. So the question says calculate the maximum profit. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Why? Persons are getting tired.
Sir.
Yes.
The profit, if the guitar and the sum would be 600 and 100, we would be working with that to get a profit from that.
Or you get 600.
60 and 100.
If we're using this to get to work out the profit?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to be, because what this represents?
Okay.
This represents the profit formula, not true? All right. But to get the value, what we do, we use these coordinates, the 10, 10, the 20, and the 5, and the 5 and 5. So profit number 1, let's use 10, 10. So it's going to be 60 multiplied by X. What is X? 10. Plus 100. Y. What is Y? 10. All right. So this is 600. And this is 1,000. So this is going to be what? 16 what? 100. In other words, if you buy 10 guitar and 10 violin, you make a profit of what? $1,600. And what do you think we're going to do next now? What happens when you buy 5 guitar and 5 violin? Look how much money you're going to make. Then you go with 20 and 5. Look how much money you get. And the one with the biggest number will give you the biggest what? Profit. All right? Well, I can tell that 5-5. What? Someone work out 5-5 for me, please.
$800.
$800. Can somebody second that? You're gonna put
800.
Right, right. And then the last one now, let's call it 800. Profit 2. Profit 1. Profit 2 now is gonna be profit 3, which is the last one, which I think is the answer. And I think that gives the biggest profit. It's going to be 60 multiplied by 20 plus 100 multiplied by what? 5.
That's 1,700.
Right. And that's 1,700.
That's the profit maximum.
Well, this is where maximum, not true?
Yes.
So in other words, in order for the shopkeeper to make money, he needs to buy 20 guitar and 5 violin. In other words, violin hardly sell, not true? Yeah, man. Most people buy guitars because, you know, it's more popular than violin. You know? All right. Class. Any questions? All right, let me thank you. Oh, I'm finished on the dot. Let me thank you for joining us today. In terms of graph, there's another set of graph that I'm going to look at next week. No, next week is our last workshop before the exam, the real thing. All right, so I'm going to look at some more graphs, and then I think I might do some trigonometry in the thing. All right. Okay, so as soon as the recording is available, I will upload it. All right. So thank you for joining, and I will see you guys.
Thanks too, sir.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Sir, thank you. And guys, although you're Orion and leaving, remember, sir, of class on Saturdays is only $500. More persons need to turn out.